Hello, everybody. This is Greg29407 back with another episode of City Skylines. And here we are with our map of Hawaii. We've been doing a lot of work on this thing. Last time we left, we were working on our university. And when we left, it was a 1 star, and it's already 5 stars. Not a whole lot of time has passed, to be honest with you. We went to 5 stars pretty quickly, and it's been really a fast run. In fact, all I did after I did this campus was I worked on some of my traffic issues around the airport for a while, and I created this decent sized neighborhood down here using my little small house thing. So it took a little while to zone everything, but that's all I did. And that amount of time, I went to 5 stars on my university. Um, a couple of things that I did to speed this thing along a little bit. First of all, I waited until I had like 48 or 50,000 people in town, which was, we had a decent number of population. I've been putting in elementary schools and high schools throughout the game, so the population that's educated is fairly high. Let's see here. Yeah, there's elementary school education and high school education. So yeah, so we got a pretty advanced group of people living here, and they weren't always that way, but we just kind of worked towards that. That worked out really well. And what I also did was when I first set the university, I went ahead and did some policies. I did the visiting scholars and the fan club support. Didn't want to do these other things. For academic works, I boosted this thing all the way up to the maximum. It taught me $20,000 a week, and but this thing, the academic staff just went through the roof. My campus attractiveness was high enough for Max to begin with. My students came in pretty quickly, and academic works just went as far as it needed to really quickly. Right now, I'm almost at break even on this thing. It kind of flows up and down, a small profit to a small loss. But it's worked out pretty well. In terms of traffic, one thing I did add, we have all of our sports stuff, which has worked pretty well. I wanted to create like a little area for all the people to have a place to stay, did a little hotel area, and to celebrate with their victories, although these guys seem to lose a lot of games. So I created another little mini hotel, a tourist area, and leisure area, and it seems to work really well. So a lot of people are staying here and walking, and of course we have our little special bus center that goes from here to here. Now, one thing about this, as you saw, I laid all 5 of these out at the same time, which means when one of these has a game, they all have a game. I think it goes on a cycle. So if you have a traffic issue, what you may want to do is do one of these at a time. Put one at for a while, let it go, and after that you have a game, then do a next one. When that have a game, do the next one, and so on. So that way they're not all having games all at the same time. So that's one way of doing it. Live and learn. That's how I figured out that out the hard way. So what I want to do today, though, is we're going to finally do our industries. I've been talking about that for a long time. We're going to do our industries. We're going to do farming in here, and we're going to do forestry over in here. And we'll eventually also do ore over there. Now, the deal with the industries, I love doing oil. We don't have any oil on here, so we're not going to mess with it. Oil brings in the biggest profit. The other 3 bring in roughly the same amount of profit based on size. Farming, on the other hand, has the worst traffic. Not sure why, but they have the absolute worst traffic. And so we're going to have to really correct for that. I've always had a hard time dealing with traffic with farming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another roundabout coming off of here, right around, probably right in here, and off of this big 6-lane road, which we're using this as our kind of our fake freeway. And we're going to have a way off the highway to get to all of our stuff. So let me put this on hold while I create a little roundabout and show you what we're doing, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got the basics set up now. I've got this gigantic oval about here. I was going to set up a roundabout, but I need a lot more roadway. So what I did was I did this big oval about, and the first thing is going to be a 4-lane road coming off here, 2 lanes off, 2 lanes back on, and it goes around right on the edge of the forest. The forest is not very thick here, and it's kind of bumpy and lumpy. I'm not going to keep that natural because it's on top of a dormant volcano. This is all my forestry area is going to be along here. Kind of filled in around these edges and stuff. I'm not going to have a big industry. Just be fairly small. All this stuff's going to be over here. I will have a rail line somewhere over here as well. So that's gonna be the forestry area around there. Then I've got, again, because of the traffic problems, I've got a one-way off this roundabout. This is going to be for entering my farming area. And the farming area is going to be, this part in here. And I have eventually a road that's going to go back onto the roundabout, the oval about. So I'll have a way on and a way off, and it's not going to, so it will keep the traffic down to a minimum. I am going to bring this rail line probably along right up here. It's going to come over the road, or maybe under the road, and I'm going to tie this in right around in here for a rail line to, so in other words, all the fields and everything are going to be along this side. The road will come this way, and all the fields, and then over here will be the processing stuff, and then they can bring all, the trucks can bring all the finished goods to a rail line right here. The rail line will connect, they'll either take it that way or that way. And then some of the trucks will continue on this road, and they'll go this way or hopefully that way where there's less traffic. So the rail line is, I think, going to go around this way and probably connect back up somehow to another station over here for the forestry. I'm not sure if it's going to be on this side of the road or what. I guess maybe this side of the road. We'll see. So that's going to take me quite a bit of time to do. Industries is one of my favorite add-ons, DLCs in the game, but it does take quite a while to do it right and to get it going well. I want to make sure that I get as efficient as possible, get the rail lines going. I don't want to flood my city with a bunch of truck traffic. I think some of the truck traffic is going to go to my ports, and then the rest is just going to kind of filter into all the businesses and stuff. So I think we're going to have a bit of a traffic issue. So I need to be careful with that, and so I'm going to work on that. I'm going to go offline and do that because I'm going to probably spend the next couple of days doing this, and I will check in periodically with it. And so we will be right back for your time and probably a long time for me. So be right back. Okay, we are back. I have been, as you can tell, hard at work laying out a bunch of stuff for our farm. Here is the oval about that we were doing last time. And I went ahead and laid this road out for the forestry, which I haven't done yet. I've been working mainly on the farm. And I've got everything set up as a loop. Everything is one way, with one minor exception right there. And so in other words, you come in, here's our oval about, and you come in this way, and here's our main building, and the dormitories for the workers, I guess. And what we have is we have 8 farms of the large size right along the outer edge, and the trucks can go in one direction only. Put little houses next to each one. And just for decoration, I did these bushes and stuff at like different fields. I don't know if that really works that well, to be honest with you. It's kind of plain. I have to do a lot of cleanup on this, but it looks a little bit plain. But anyway, you come around this way, and I have like a barn here. So when you collect a bunch of stuff from these farms, you can put it in this barn for safekeeping. And I've got some silos that does the same thing for these. Here you can turn this way in one-way road. And these are all the things that make crops into flour. And come back around here, keep going. And here's the train station. You can get on the train station, or you can go on around and you can get off back on the highway. Or you can go this way and come up this way to this little loop right here is all of our animals. I've got everything that's set for cows. I got 4 cow things. I got 2 slaughterhouses, 4 milking things, and 3 of these things. And I realized I'd forgotten that crops are needed for our beasts as well. They need to eat. So each one requires some crops. So I kind of overdid all my processing of crops. I put in 4 greenhouses down here, which also creates some more crops. So everything is in a loop. So everyone's going in the same direction, which helps out a lot. There's no going back and forth. The only 2-way road is right here. So if they want to make a full loop around here, they can just come this way and go that way. If you come off the road and you don't want to mess with these fields, you want to go straight here, then you can take that road. As you can see, I've spread it out a lot. And I've got the railroad station, and then the tracks go all the way around here to the station over here that'll be for the future forestry. Even so, there's a lot of vehicles on here. I got everything spread out. I don't have a lot of fields. 8 of these, I have 4 of those. And yet, there's quite a bit of cars. I don't have any traffic, but I have a decent number of trucks and cars, as you can see. And they're starting to back up a little bit. And the trains are coming in here pretty well. I did the trains over here. And I actually had to do 2 sets because this is pretty busy. It's not very clean. This is really ugly right here, this hill. But there's a hill up here because we're headed up towards the top of the volcano. I've got to find a way of cleaning this up a little bit. Maybe do a little cargo area on one side of here or the other. But yeah, it's a little ugly. What I plan on doing eventually is putting in a little housing, maybe over here. I don't want to connect to this road. I want it to connect in here, or maybe onto this main road here. Yeah, because this road is not going to be that busily used for the forestry. So I can have like this road come over here and have some houses on big lots. So it'll be something I did on Shadowfall map where they're 1 acre lots with a little house on it, something like that. So I think I'll do something like that to finish off the entire feel and look of more of a rural area right next to downtown, close to the airport and close to our recycling center and that kind of thing. So that's what it looks like so far. I'm going to get back to work. I'll probably do some of the cleanup stuff. I got more room for growth here. I don't know what I'm going to do. It looks okay. It looks okay. There's a lot of things I need to do to clean up with it. But I'm going to keep working on this, and I will then start working on the forestry, which will be simpler, more compact, and less traffic. So be right back. Okay, I've spent quite a bit of time on our industry section, and I now have my forestry area all done up here. I also did some changes to my farming. Let's show the farming first. So farming thing, it's about the same, except that it looks a little bit better now. As you know, I got the bushes look a little bit different, not so crazy, and I did some bushes around here. Let me show you what I did though. What I had done before was, if you come in here, look at my trees, and I had these bushes, and what I had been doing before was I want to draw a straight line using the bushes, so I was just going to hold down my left button and just go like that. And sometimes it wouldn't be very even and stuff, and it looks kind of junky, and there's a bunch of stuff, and if I want to delete this, it's a lot of bushes down. That's not good for the game, or not good for anything. So I do have a mod called Prop and Tree Anarchy, and I got it turned off right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn on Shift P. And what you can do here, it has this little string up here, which we've seen before with our roads and things. Now it's for bushes. Right now I can still do the same thing I did before. Exactly the same. Or if we choose to, I can click on this thing right here, a straight line. And you can see it makes a little tiny blue dot at my arrow. And if I hold down my left click button and just move up, it's like laying out a straight road. And I can kind of move this around and stuff. And there's space a certain amount of distance apart. I think you can change this distance too. And if I just go ahead and go like that, click it, boom, they're there. I can do another road. I can go like this. I can do anything I want. And it's very easy to get rid of that. Just like before, but it's much fewer bushes and it does less stress on the computer. Now, if I want to do a curved line, like around these rail lines, I just click on this curve button. Same thing. Just like a little dotted line there. And if I go like this, just like doing roads. We got this thing right here, I think. Ooh, look at that. Do all sorts of stuff like that. So that's pretty useful. Oh, well, my college just keeps on going. 4 more academic works. Man, that's pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of these. So anyway, I went a little hog wild on this. I went ahead and did all these bushes. Let's clean up a little bit. What I want to do is set up a little separation between these farms. If these were, so I've got some little houses next to each one of these farms. So it's like, oh, a different person owns these little farms and stuff. And here's a couple of local areas. This guy's got his house, but he doesn't have any fields or anything. And I just kind of create a little separation for each one of these and make it look a little nicer. And then I did the rail thing. So let's into that. Now, up here, I went ahead and did my forestry, and I did the same basic pattern. We had this 4-lane road that goes up here, and it kind of comes around over here. And I did the same basic pattern, which is the one-way loops. So if you want to look at the roads here, I had my rail line already here with a little separate road. And I went ahead and created a little section for my main building and the maintenance building, and then 2 sets of spaces for the dormitories for the workers. And my road is a one-way road that goes around this way, all around the outside loop, and comes back down. And then on this road, I laid out 8. Let's see if we can see this better. Yeah, I laid out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spread out. The basic forestry buildings. And I clicked on these, and I made them conifers, but since we're in a tropical setting, it made them all palm trees, which is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted, because it's all palm trees. I spread them out. I could have done them much more compact, but I went ahead and spread them out. I did 2 of the warehouses, open areas. I got them set for empty. This is 89% full. I'm not sure what they're doing there. And this one is only 1% full. I think I'm probably creating more forestry than I know what to do with. So I probably need to put a few more of these. I've got the ability to create the plain timber. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. And I've got 5 of the buildings that create pulp, paper. And yeah, and then, this is so take the one-way road around here, and you can go back if you want, or you take the one-way road here to go past all this stuff. So it just keeps people moving. It keeps all the trucks moving like this. They come down here, they drop stuff off, they go back up. Everything is very easy. No intersections for stoppage or anything like that. Keep them all self-contained. I think it works out much better that way. So that's working pretty well. And it's already at 5 stars. I just finished this up last night. Making some money. Again, this is a fairly small. Usually I make my forestry area much bigger. I'll have easily 2 or 3 times as many things in here. But again, this is not really an industry map. This is, it's a tourism map. I want to be able to have these guys make a little bit more money and make some more of their own timber. The farmer, of course, they had to make their own food. So I'm pretty happy with that, although they don't really need to, because it's kind of a, fantasy stuff. But I like the idea they're fairly self-sufficient. We got the trains going pretty well here. I got the nice train system here. So, the rail line goes up and dead ends here and kind of comes around. Lots of trains going around. And yeah, so that's been the end of my industry. What I've also done since then was I went ahead and started adding some new housing over here. This was all blank before. What I did was I extended my Brooklyn brownstone stuff right across this road here, which I love these buildings. This is a great way of going from the low density to the high density. There's nothing in between. These are nice in-between buildings. 6 households in there, 6 households there, 12 households there. So it's a nice mid-range. You can find these on the Steam Workshop. They have a whole series of buildings. I wish I should have said who created that one. I need to add that in the description. Someone created all these different buildings. And some of them have, on the bottom floors, they have shops and stuff like that. Anyway, I went ahead and connected that over here. Now, right behind these, I had my rail line, my cargo rail line, and it's raised line. So what I did was something I did on my last map, Shadow Falls. Since it's raised, I just went ahead and made this a big linear park. And so it goes all the way from up here down to down here. I have the trails going underneath and zigzagging underneath there. I have a main road that goes through here. The park goes right through that way. Let me show you what the district looks like. So there's all that. And I got all the little buildings in here. And yeah, it works really well. In fact, I'm making some huge money on this thing for whatever reason. It's about to hit 5 stars. It took off like crazy from the very beginning. Making lots of money on it, so which is nice. And this neighborhood, this could be like Malibu. This is all residential. And what I've got here, I got kind of 2 parallel roads, beachfront, and then the second beach right along here. Then regular neighborhood in here. What I also did was I created, as I generally do, a couple bus lines. This bus line here, which connects the regular part of the neighborhood, goes up here and connects to this rail line, monorail line. And then I've got this beach one, purple line, that goes over here. And I went ahead and I extended my monorail line all the way around to here. No one goes to these stations right now, but the road also connects to the cargo section over here. And I got some industry over here. I'm going to start doing downtown, a little city over here for this side of the map. So I've got that all laid out. I've not done my little fancy beach stuff with the little walkways and things like that yet. I'll do that next. I'm going to put in, because this is where the beach gets really close to the main street. I've got a hotel here. I'm going to put in a few little hotels over here, not the big ones. There's a little hotel area over here for some tourism. And it'll tie in with this train station, this monorail station. 92 people use that one right now. So the bus line takes all these people over to here. They walk over to this monorail station. So this neighborhood, which is called East Beach, 3,100 residents, and I got 2 bus lines. So again, I'm doing the same thing I generally do. Bus lines for the subdivisions take you into the nearest mid-range or long-range, in this case monorails. Sometimes it's trams, sometimes it's subways. In this case it's all monorails. And just kind of connects everything and keeps the traffic down. In fact, my traffic is at 87%, which is fantastic. So that's what I've been doing so far. So yeah, so that is it. That's the end of my industry. Oh, let's take a look. Industry, 9,200 profit for forestry, 16,000 profit for farming. Those numbers, of course, change. They go up and down a little bit as thing goes on, of course. Not going to add any more. I may put some housing with some larger lots in this area to kind of look like kind of farming areas. They got some acreage, 2 or 3 acres each, do a little private farming. And I think I showed this before. I was cleaning up all these roundabouts. I need to do that one too. So yeah, that's going to do it. So until next time, this is Greg 29407 saying aloha, and we will see you next time.